Hello and welcome back to SF Giants recap. And the Giants, they pull out another win today, the second straight win. That is like a record this year. I don't think we've done that for a while, so it was nice to see. And we also got a shutout. Carlos Rodon, he pitched very well, so that's what we're going to go over in today's live stream and video, depending on when you're watching this. But in today's game, it was a pretty solid game. The bullpen, it did really well. Same did Carlos Rodon. But the offense, it's not very timely. We did get a couple of good hits with 2 outs in the early innings, but then we got bases loaded twice, and we couldn't get anyone in. So if that stuff can get fixed, we can be a powerhouse. We can manufacture runs. We can do really well. But if that stuff keeps it up and we keep choking on the offense in clutch situations, there's no hope for this team. So this could have been Carlos Rodon's last start as a Giant. I really hope not, but that is the rumors right now. We'll see what will happen, but I really hope he does stay. I think the Giants, in my opinion, have a shot at the playoffs, and I feel like your goal isn't necessarily to win the World Series, but I think the goal for the Giants this year should be make a push for the playoffs. Just make the playoffs. That would be absolutely huge. I think that would be a morale booster and help people and help for your free agent signings next season. And the next season, when you have some prospects start coming on into the big leagues, like guys like Joey Bart who are struggling this year, and they come in next year and are better with experience, I feel like it'll set up a better path. And you don't have to keep Rodon for next year, but that could mean you could go after a guy like I don't know what the free agent market is for pitchers next year, but you could get some more dominant pitching, and I think that'll be huge. So let's go over today's game and the plays for today's game. Let me switch over to that screen real quick. But I don't remember the last time we got a solid shutout, and the bullpen, it did its job today. I feel like Kapler managed the bullpen really well today. Like, this is how you manage the bullpen. You ride your starter and you keep them going, and you don't max them out, obviously, like Jacob Junis. You don't max them out, but you kind of just go until they're either pitch counts too high or they're allowing some runs, because Kapler, I felt like, has pulled them a little bit too early because his bullpen's been shaky, but the starting pitching's been really, really good lately. So I feel like Kapler's kind of pulled them early. So if you keep them in, you're going to get a lot more success. And the scoring for today's game, Jason Vossler, he got a bloop single to give the Giants a 2-0 lead. And then Austin Wynns, he came up with a great double. I thought it might have been gone, but it hit off the bottom of the wall. So that was a good job by those two guys where you don't really see them in the scoring that much, except for Vossler. I think swinging the bat really well, trying to make a point that he should be in there, and I do agree he's better than VR and at everything, defense and offense. So hopefully he can keep that up, and because I feel like Vossler's swing is really nice, his defense isn't too bad. It can have a few tweaks here and there, but it's much better than I think VR has right now. VR can become something in the future, but right now I feel like Vossler is your best option at third. And Wins, I feel like I like Wins as a person, but I feel like he needs to start proving a point more of why he should be in the lineup, because Austin Wins, he's a pretty good defensive catcher and just needs to work on his bat a little bit and get some more power. And he showed that today, so hopefully he can keep that going. We did have 9 hits today against the Cubs 4. We left 22 people on base. 22 people on base. That is unacceptable. If I'm the manager, like I'm saying, great win. Bullpen, starting pitching, you did great. We got a few 2-out RBIs, but we left 22 guys on base. That cannot happen. Bases loaded twice. We had another opportunity in, I think, the later innings. I can't remember. But we have got to get people in. I don't care if it's a sacrifice bunt, sac fly, suicide squeeze. Get them in, because especially with this bullpen, with how shaky it's been, it's those extra runs are crucial. Like, if you leave 11 on base, that's totally fine. We score probably 6-7 runs, 7-0 game. That's way better than a 4-0 game, especially when your bullpen has been very, very shaky like this. And so hopefully the Giants can get that fixed. But Luis Gonzalez, he did a great job. He did a great job today. He had a couple out to right field that I thought were going to hit the wall. They didn't, and then he poked it the other way and got a single. Then stole base. He did have a base running miscue of not knowing where the fielders were, but that can be fixed. Slater, he got a hit today, but he did leave 4 on base, but it was just kind of on a good play by the first baseman. Tommy Lestell, I have hated Tommy Lestell's approach and everything lately, or the whole time he's been with the Giants, even last year. But I feel like his swing is starting to come along, starting to square up more baseballs, starting to make it harder and harder for the Giants to make moves, which is what the Giants want. But he has been playing very, very good. Hopefully he can keep that up because his swing is really good. I feel like he takes the first pitch way too much. Everyone's just throwing it right down the middle because I feel like some of you will remember when they did that to Buster. They'd throw it right down the middle. He'd always just take it. Last year, I felt like he started swinging at the first pitch more to where they couldn't throw it right down the middle, and they get more pitches later on in that bat that were better, and then he could start making that, if you get what I'm saying, because Lestell and Yastrzemski and Slater, I feel like, are the three. Slater's doing it less and less, but Yastrzemski and Lestell, they watch the first pitch go right down the middle, then they swing at a bad pitch in the dirt on the next one or foul it off, and now they're down 0-2, and at 0-2, Yastrzemski used to do very well with 0-2, but now he just swings at the high one or chases down low, and he's been really struggling lately. Hopefully he can pull it out, but yeah, the only thing good about Yastrzemski right now is his defense. His offense is terrible. Usually when he came up, I was like, yes, Yaz is up. He's going to get a single. He's going to get a double. He's going to hit a grand slam. And now when he goes up, I'm like, okay, watch it right down the middle, swing at a bad pitch, and now you're down 0-2, and he probably swings another bad pitch. So that's my thing with Yastrzemski. We did have a new addition, which is Dixon Machado. He got hit today. He played some pretty solid defense. He was like a last man trade with the Cubs, and they got him for the lefty versus righty matchup. The righty versus lefty matchup for today's game. And we could have brought up Isan Diaz, but the Giants decided to go the other way with adding one. And maybe Dixon, I think he has some options, so he could go down to AAA once Crawford or Estrada come back. And hopefully Estrada and Crawford are doing better because those two guys defensively are really good. And Estrada has been hitting the ball well before he got hurt. And so we'll see what happens there. Belt, he walked twice, struck out twice. Belt, his at-bats they're good at-bats, but then he gets in deep in count, and then he probably strikes out most of the time or walks. But it's strikeout and walks. It's not hits. It's not home runs. It's not like last year because Brandon Belt's just kind of digressed, and I think this is guaranteed as last year with the Giants. Same with Longoria. Lamont Wade Jr., he's been struggling, and I feel like it's about time to let him go. I hope not, but as a fan, I hope not. But as the Giants, I feel like they should let him go because they can get so much more out of a guy than Wade is giving to them right now. But as far as the game went, we did very well. Got 4 runs, did the shutout. Rodon, 10 strikeouts, no runs, 2 hits. Great job for Rodon. May have been his last appearance with the Giants. I hope not. If you guys tuned in later, I said that the Giants should not sell. I think we add Brandon Drury if we want to give up some mediocre prospects, or Ramon Liriano, one of those two. If we go after both, then you got to just go a full-on playoff push. But I think one would be enough out of those two. Then you just go after bullpen. You don't care about starting pitching. Starting pitching is just fine. Junis, Cobb, Wood, Webb, Rodon, those are all 5 you send out there. I'm comfortable. I can sit back and watch the first 3 or 4 innings with no worries. But you got to go after bullpen. The bullpen has been so shaky lately, unreliable everywhere except for Brebbia. Besides Brebbia, Duvall's been doing solid, but Brebbia has been really the only main guy you can go to, and he's he's the only one we can actually trust. Hopefully that can change. Hopefully we can go out and either get some guys or our bullpen turns it around, switch things up, and Kapler starts managing it better, and we can start getting some more use out of some guys in better situations where they're not. Because like Sam Long and Tyler Rogers, you cannot put them in to get like a 1 out with bases loaded and stuff, because those guys, they're Tyler Rogers. You cannot put him out there with guys on base. You got to start him with clean inning. You got to start him with in their situation, because if you put a guy out there, you're just like waiting for him to fail when you already have guys on base. And so I feel like if Harleen Garcia can get to his full potential, and we know what that is, that's scary for other teams when Harleen Garcia is on. But right now he's having trouble. Dom Leone, he's doing really good with the nasty stuff, but he can't locate any pitches. Camilo Duvall, he is not very consistent. Like tonight, he had 2 strikeouts, closed out the game, but then the other night he let up a couple runs and couldn't get an out. So it really just depends on the night with Duvall. And I feel like Kapler has got to kind of adapt to this team, because last year you could kind of put anyone out there in a good situation and they would take you and they would do just fine. But this year you got to kind of not overmanage it, but manage it to where you put a guy in and they kind of have to work their way out of the mess, instead of getting a couple guys on base and then bringing Tyler Rogers, because Tyler Rogers cannot manage with people on base. And so if Kapler can kind of fix that, we can start to win some more games, or else the Giants just kind of bag it. Sell Rodon, sell Jock, get rid of Longoria, Belt, and just kind of ride with some new prospects or like very young MLB ready guys. So that's what the Giants have to do, in my opinion. That will do it for today's live stream. Make sure to subscribe and like, and I'll see you next time for a new SF Giants recap video.